Hello, fellow Pops. I'm Dr. F Scott Feil, and I'm bringing you a message from our sponsor at Ice Shaker. My diet's always been a little bit messed up most of my life, and I recently started trying to take back control of my health. And one of the issues my doctor pointed out was that I needed to make an increase in my protein intake. Now, I can't eat chicken breasts all day, every day, so protein shakes and powders have become a big help. Ice Shaker and its built-in removable agitator is an amazing product. They come in a bunch of sizes and colors, and you can even get inscriptions and logos on them. They're stainless steel, double wall insulated, and hold ice for 30 plus hours. If you're interested in purchasing one, you can click on the link in our show notes. Or if you're interested in selling them for your business and making commission, and let's be honest, if you're listening to the Professors of Profit vlogcast and you can consider yourself a pop or a professor of profit, you're likely interested in selling these as a side hustle. You can click on that link in the show notes as well. Or you can reach out to me directly on social media. I'm pretty available there. I love Ice Shaker, and I'm betting you, your patients, and your clients will too. Ice Shaker, let's shake things up. Now let's start the show. Hello everybody, Dr. F Scott Feil here, and today I'm going to tell you why you should consider copywriting as a side gig or side hustle, or just a way to make a little bit of extra money. But first I want to tell you a little bit about my story and my dive into copywriting. I was an English major at Wake Forest University, and I thought, I'd be a great copywriter by the time I finished grad school and all these degrees. Well, it turns out that I was wrong. Copywriting is a completely different language. It is something that you really do have to learn and you have to put in the time for. Copywriting is basically writing words to help people understand what it is you're selling or what it is you're trying to accomplish. It helps them make a better, more well-informed decision. So for me, I tried it for a little while. I wasn't very good at it. And then I ended up having to read a bunch of books and kind of learn how to copyright on my own. So if you think you need an English degree or you think you need to be a great writer, you're wrong. You have to relearn how to do copywriting. It's its own language, really. So, copy can be one of those things that if you simplify it, it can be really well done really easily. But if you try to make it too complicated, that's when things get a little rough. And I think I tried to do that when I first started copywriting. The main reason I started copywriting was I needed to write ads and learn how to write good copy for my business, right? I was marketing a physical therapy practice, right? My mobile cash pay practice. And I needed to know how to write ads. I needed to know how to reach people and how to get them to understand what it was I was selling. And it wasn't physical therapy, I can tell you that. But I had to be the solution to their problem. And realistically, that's what good copy does, right? I'm going to give you a couple tips on copywriting in general. And the first one is really just to ask yourself, what problem is this copy solving, right? What am I trying to get across to the other side? What am I trying to help my audience understand? What problem do they have, and how am I solving that problem? That's one of the first tips that I always like to bring out. And then the second big one is just what transformation will they achieve if they purchase the product that I'm writing about? When people purchase, it's not because they want the actual product, they want the outcome, they want the transformation. So you've got to relay that in the copy. You've got to be able to write what it is that they'll transform to or what it is they'll achieve if they purchase the product that you're writing about. Another big tip, and again, this was my first big mistake when I started copywriting, use short sentences. I was an English major, so I just thought I could write big, long, flowery sentences with big words and it would look great. Copy doesn't work like that. People kind of need it to be short, sweet, and to the point. But more than that, they need it to be crystal clear. And that's my next tip, is make sure that the words that you're using create a clear picture. If you can do that, if you can get your point across to like a 5th or a 6th grade level, reading level, you're good to go. Because that's where a lot of people are at these days. And also that's the time frame that we have and the mindset that we have and the attention span that we have. If we can't do that short, sweet, and to the point, crystal clear, your copy's probably not going to work that great. Last but not least, the last big tip I want to give you is think about the human being on the other side of that copy that you're writing. Not just Google searches, not just clickbait type headlines, right? Think about the actual person and put yourself in their shoes. And when you write copy that you would like to see, that you would find enticing, that you would end up purchasing from because you read this copy. So those are my big tips for copywriting. But like I said, if copywriting is something that you want to consider, I think it's great. I think it's a good job. I think it's a good side hustle. One of the benefits of it is you can do it freelance, right? You can just write copy whenever you want and do some freelance writing. And that's the greatest thing because, again, you control when you do it, how you do it, what you charge for it, right? So any sort of side business or side gig or side hustle is really great if you can control that. And copywriting allows you to do that. It allows you to be a freelance writer. The next reason that I really like copywriting as a gig is because there's so many great opportunities out there in the field that you're an expert on or in the field that you already know and love, right? For me, it was physical therapy, so I did a lot of health and wellness. I've done some fantasy football injury copywriting. I've done some copywriting for urology clinic. I've done some copywriting for other medical clinics and physical therapy clinics for their website. I've done email sequences, especially for a bunch of clinics coming out of COVID and kind of returning to normal. So there's just a ton of opportunities out there to write about things that you already know about and things that you really enjoy anyway. The other thing that you can do with copy is you can find jobs if you post your skills on Fiverr, right? Fiverr.com. That's a possibility. You could do that. But I realize with that, Fiverr takes a portion of each of your sales. So if you do a copywriting job for, let's say, $100, Fiverr is going to take a percentage of that. So you may only make about, $85, $90, something like that. And then, Fiverr takes a portion. But it is good to get your name out there and get some reviews and get some feedback on your work. So Fiverr could be a good option for you. One of the best tips that I've found about copywriting is if you go into a bunch of Facebook groups that are looking for copywriters, there'll be job posting type boards in these Facebook groups. And I'm probably a member of 4 or 5 of them at this point. And they're always looking for copywriters. The gist of it is either you're looking for a copywriting job you need fulfilled, or you're a copywriter looking to get work, right? And so people post it both ways, but once you're in the Facebook group and you start, networking and putting your name out there and people see what your specialties are and what your rates are, you're bound to start getting a couple of jobs there. And again, once you do a pretty good job the first couple times, you can use those people as testimonials. And, those testimonials, they go a long way. People like to see that you're getting good reviews and people are referring you for other jobs in the same niche, stuff like that. Also, once you kind of get going and you have a little bit of copy behind you, you're going to want to probably keep some sort of portfolio. The way that I do that realistically, I've got a bunch of blogs on my website, and that kind of houses a lot of my writing and my writing style so people can see it, because a lot of times people will ask for that. But, any job that you've done where you've written copy for people, if, you just ask them if, hey, can I use your website as, just an example to show people of my work. Most times they'll be okay with that. They'll be pretty good with that because, again, it's driving traffic to their website anyway. So just some things to consider and some things to think about when you're looking for copy jobs. But like I said, it's been a very lucrative side gig and side hustle for me. I wasn't great at it at first, even though I was an English major. Like I said, that really doesn't have anything to do with it. I kind of had to learn from scratch. If you guys would like a list of my favorite copywriting books that I've learned from, I've got a PDF called PT Educator's Copywriting Elevator. And it's just, like I said, a list of my favorite books that I learned from in about 3 months it took me to kind of read through them and learn how to be a better copywriter. There's a bunch of really good free resources out there. There's some podcasts on copywriting. There's a ton of courses out there. And then, of course, some of the best copywriters in the game, have their own books and stuff too. So if you'd like that list of books, like I said, just click the link in the comments section here of the video, and that should be enough to get you going. Honestly, that's how I got pretty decent at it. And the good part is now I'm able to leverage both my work in the past and my degrees. So the fact that I've got a BA in English, the fact that I've got a doctorate in physical therapy, and then the fact that I have a doctorate in education, it really makes me almost like a unicorn because I can write about so many different things on an expert level. But then again, you've got to bring it back down and simplify it. So, like I said, I strongly consider copywriting to be one of the best and most lucrative side gigs and side hustles out there, especially in the medical field these days. There's a lot of medical clinics and businesses that just don't even have a digital footprint. So getting them some SEO and some articles and things for their website, maybe some copy for email sequences they have to put out. There's just a ton of really good uses for copy these days. And if you're a good copywriter, you should be able to start getting gigs in no time and getting paid pretty well for them too. So hope that helped. Hope this was an educational episode of the Professors of Profit vlogcast. Like I said, it's not very often where I'm my own guest, but I had a bunch of people asking for this, so I figured I would go ahead and put out an episode on copywriting because, again, like I said, it has been so lucrative for me. So hope you enjoyed that. Click subscribe, click the little bell for notifications on each new episode that comes out on the Professors of Profit vlogcast. Follow me at PT Educator on all the socials, and hopefully we'll see you on the next episode.